Hello, beautiful humans. Welcome back to my channel, Lucid Liberation. I'm Val, and this video is a chit chat all about sustainability products. Some awesome things I've tried out recently, things I recommend, and some things I don't recommend, so you don't have to try them out. This is a chit chat style video, so the images on the video are not going to change, just going to be me talking to you. So it's a great video to listen to maybe while you're driving, doing laundry, or making art. I also want to give a huge shout out to my partner Sam. He made the edit and filmed the footage at the very beginning of the video. He came with me to the sustainability store local to where I live called The Goodfill. And yeah, Sam is a professional videographer, so that is why the footage quality is so great and the edit is so great. So thank you, Sam, for taking the time to come with me to do that. We appreciate you at the chill. And now to the video.
Hi, hello. I hope you are having a wonderful day wherever you are in the world. So I've been on this sustainable journey for the last, I would say it really started about 2 years ago, partially by accident. But I've been slowly transitioning different things in my life where I noticed that I can be more sustainable. And I just want to say, before I share all of these recent changes or switches I've made within my life, that there's often this misconception with being sustainable that means you have to live on a piece of land in the middle of the woods with no electricity and water and live off the grid and live off the land, and that's just some people might choose to do that, but that's not what sustainability means to me. To me, sustainability is being conscious and aware of all of the waste you're creating, all of the materials you're purchasing or using in your life that are not great for the environment. Maybe they break down into microplastics, maybe they end up in a landfill. And seeing where you can make changes within your life to make the world better than you left it, rather than contributing to the mass and the huge issue we have around materials that are not good for the environment that are being put in, and pollution and methane, all of the things. So yeah, I just want to share a little bit of some of the things I got recently at this store where I live in Nashville, Tennessee, called The Goodfill. And this is a kind of like a bulk or like a refill store, I guess is a better, it's like a refill store, not really a bulk store. And they don't carry any food products that I saw. It was mainly like toiletries, soaps, like dish soap, kitchen cleaners, that sort of thing. And yeah, so I've had about a month and a half to use some of the products, and I wanted to share with you what I really liked, what I didn't like, and maybe it'll help you on your sustainable journey. So yeah, I'm also going to tell you how much I paid for some of these things. And I will say too, with a lot of sustainability movement stuff and companies, there was only two things I got that I would say are a little bit cheaper than what it would cost for me to go into like a generic grocery store like Kroger or Walmart or whatever to buy the soap or whatnot. A lot of sustainability companies are a little bit more money because they go out of their way to make efforts with their packaging and with the way the cleaner ingredients they're using that just ultimately cost more money. And this is why a lot of these big for-profit, I mean, they're all for profit, but a lot of these companies that you see in more generic stores like Johnson & Johnson products and stuff like that, they are a little bit cheaper, and a lot of them come in plastic. A lot of them use harmful ingredients because that is the best way for those companies to get a higher profit margin to make more money. So some of these companies that do offer cleaner options that are better for you, better for the environment, they are a little bit more money. And so I would say going in and making the switch starting to switch some of the products you buy can be a little bit more expensive, and it can be a little bit of an adjustment from what you're used to paying. not astronomically, but some of the stuff, yes, was more than what it would cost for me to just, get shampoo or conditioner from a drugstore or from just a regular grocery store. But I'm gonna share with you how much this stuff cost. So the first thing I'm gonna start with, I'm gonna have my phone and sort of like look through some of this as I'm sharing it. So I'm gonna be kind of looking up and looking down. But let's start from the beginning. All right, so the first thing I'm gonna share, there's 3 things that I actually did not try out because I just didn't have time. Or I still have, I really just didn't try them out because I'm still using up another product that I have. So the very first thing I got is this lemon dish soap. And this is actually a product. It smells very fresh and clean, very lemony. So at the refill store, you don't have to buy their containers. A lot of them, the refill stores will sell like glass bottles and stuff like that, but you can actually reuse containers. So I'm just gonna kind of cover the label of this because this is like an Aldi brand that I refilled with the dish soap. So I paid $7.13 for this. If I wanted to buy this at Aldi, it probably would be like around $4 or so. So it was almost about double, I would say, to buy it at the refill store. But it's made with clean ingredients and it smells really good. So I've not had a chance to try this out, but it's soap. It's sort of hard to mess soap up, so I imagine it's going to be great, and it smells great. At the store, when you bring in your containers, when you first come in, if you have empty containers at this particular store, you bring them to the front, they weigh the container, and I think they wrote it on the bottom with Sharpie, and that way, once the container is full of product, they can subtract the weight of the container, so you're not paying for the weight of the container. So yes, this is my dish soap. Moving on down the list, I got some hand soap. So this was actually pretty similar to what it would cost if I went to the store. This is in an old Myers container of hand soap that I used to refill, and the scent I got was lavender rosemary. It smells very good. I actually have used this hand soap. It smells very, very good. It cost around $5 to refill the soap into this container, and it's pretty similar to what it would cost if I bought this soap in a store. And there were a couple different scents. I really liked the lavender rosemary, so highly recommend this. I actually really like the feel of this soap too. Some soaps I feel like my hands don't really feel like they're getting clean, and I definitely felt like my hands were clean after using this, and it smelled very delicious. Very yummy. Okay, going down. So there's 2 things I've not tried yet, but I do want to speak about this brand. I've not tried them yet, but they have really good reviews online. This is the one thing I bought that I would say is significantly cheaper than buying it at a drugstore. So I got these tablets, and there's 2 of them. The first one is a foaming hand soap, and it comes in this paper packaging that is compostable. And this is a foaming hand soap in the scent Iris Agave. I think this was the only scent they had at the particular store I was at, but I looked online and this brand is called Blue Land. And Blue Land uses all like kind of plant-based products, at least for their hand soaps. And so I have a foaming soap dispenser that's about half full at my house right now. And once that is empty, I'm going to fill it with warm water and drop this tablet in. And I think I shake it a little bit and it turns into soap. So it uses like a lot smaller packaging than obviously like plastic containers, soap containers, which are very, very hard to completely clean out to be recycled. And it was cheap. I think this, for the tablet, it was $2.81. So very, very affordable. Online, They have so many different scents. They even have like scent packs you can get for different seasons. So I was looking online and there was like a kind of like a fall vibe and then like a sort of wintry vibe scent of different like soap packs you can get. So I've not tried this out yet, but it is affordable and it's got good reviews online. So I think it's going to be great, and this is a very, very wonderful alternative to buying hand soap. The other thing I got by Blueland is a bathroom cleaner. This is also a tablet. It's the same thing where once I run out of my current bathroom cleaner, which is not good, it's my current bathroom cleaner is from Aldi and it has bleach in it. It's just like all around not good. So I'm excited to try this because it's made with just better ingredients than a lot of the really not good stuff for you that most common household cleaners have. So it's sort of the same thing. You drop the tablet in, you fill it with water, you shake it up, let the tablet dissolve, and then it's a bathroom cleaner. Once again, it's in compostable packaging. The packaging is very small. I'll be able to reuse the bottle of bathroom cleaner that I currently have. So I'm excited to try this out, see how this works. I would definitely check out Blueland. That's one word, Blueland online. I think this is a brand that is found in a lot of sustainable type stores, of these like refill stores. And they have a lot of different products. They also have products for like dishwashing. I don't know, I was sort of looking into them earlier. What else do they have? They also have starter kits, so if you don't have a bottle, you can buy one of their bottles. But yeah, they have stuff for spray cleaners. It looks like they have personal care things, toilet cleaner, laundry, dish, hand soaps. They have like body wash, facial cleaners. So yeah, it's just a great brand. It's a very affordable brand for the most part. So moving on, the next thing that I got was these shampoo and conditioner and body wash. So I bought the ones they had in store. To get it with the glass bottle, they look like, let's see. Here's the conditioner. This is the Good Fill, the brand I went to, which I believe it's only in Nashville right now. Good Fill is a refill store only in Nashville. But this is their branded conditioner. They had a couple different scents of conditioner, a couple different scents of shampoo, and a couple different body washes. I got peppermint scented conditioner and peppermint scented hair wash shampoo. It was $18.97 for one of including the bottle. To refill it and not get the bottle, I believe is around $13. So the bottle itself was about $5. It's glass. I'm sure it's gonna last me a very long time, and I like it. I did try it out. I am going to put these in our guest bathroom. I liked it, but I just have really, really sensitive scalp. I've dealt with like really dry scalp, dandruff for most of my life, and this didn't really help me per se. I still had those issues with this, so I would say this really isn't for me. If you're someone who is, my hair fell out a lot with this, which is a pretty common thing with most shampoos. My hair falls out really easy. Before using this, the unsustainable option that I was using was this like, what was it? Yeah, so the last couple of years I've been using the Redken All Soft shampoo and conditioner, which comes in, I usually get like this giant plastic bottle, the big ones that they have, and it lasts me an entire year. It's a giant plastic bottle. It's not good for the environment. So I'm trying to try out some alternatives. But yeah, my hair is very like, it's just really thin and it falls out really easy. And I really wanted this to be a good fit for me. Whoops. I really wanted it to be a good fit for me, but it's just not. I think if you're someone who has like really thick hair or you don't have issues with dandruff, like this is a great option for people. I got this particularly for our guest bathroom because the other big like sustainable option for shampoo and conditioner is soap bars, like, you know, a soap bar that doesn't have a pump. It's not like a liquid soap. And I can understand how some people might feel a little weird or uncomfortable being at someone's house and using their soap bar that's been on other people. So I wanted to have this liquid soap and a pump for people that are visiting so that they don't feel gross and it's still a sustainable option for other people. So yeah, this is going to live in my guest bathroom. My partner liked it. He has much different hair than me. He is Dominican and has like very, very textured curly hair, and he did well with both of these. So if you have textured curly hair, that might be a good option for you. The other thing I got from the Goodfill is this body wash, and the body wash is in the scent Bergamot Blue Lotus. It smells very, very good. I did like the body wash. The thing I liked the most about the body wash is I found that a lot of the sustainable options I've used as far as like body bars or like body soap bars go is they leave me feeling kind of sticky afterwards, and I don't like that feeling. So with the liquid soap, I was able to sort of avoid that. I may keep this and buy another one for the guest bathroom because I actually really liked this. This one was a little bit more, this body wash, liquid body wash was a little bit more than the shampoo and conditioner. It was $20.41 for the bottle and the soap in the inside. So I imagine to refill it, it's probably around $15. But I like it. It was what I needed. And I really like the scent. It was a very like fresh scent that wasn't too feminine of a scent. It was a very like gender neutral scent. So my partner, who's more, you know, masculine, I think he enjoyed it and like felt good about putting that on his body. So another thing I wanted to try out that I got is a natural loofah. Most of my life I have bought those like $1, $2 plastic loofahs that are like kind of circular from the drugstore or like the grocery store, and so I got this natural loofah. The girl at the Goodfill actually recommended cutting it in half, which I didn't do, but you could, and I actually really, really like this. I think that I can see myself permanently making the switch to these. The main thing with these is you want them to be able to fully dry out. So if you're in a shower, I like stack it kind of in between on top of like the lids of 2 shampoo things so it can really air out and dry, because you don't want issues with like mold or fungus growing on it. But this is a living thing that I think lives in the ocean, or maybe they have like loofah farms. I'm not really sure, but it's kind of like dry, and then when you get it wet, it feels way more like spongy and comfortable. When I bought it, it was completely flat, and when it got wet, it expanded, and it's forever been expanded. So I really like this. So if you've never tried a natural loofah, I recommend trying one because they're a lot better than the plastic ones for the environment. I'm not sure how long you can use them for. Let's look that up real quick. So I'm seeing varying things online. The AI answer online says 3 to 4 weeks, which it's definitely been 3 to 4 weeks. And then I see another, I see like a Reddit post that says every 2 to 3 months. It looks like you can clean them with bleach, which I don't really want to do. So yeah, it seems like anywhere from a month to 3 months is how long these last before they need to be replaced. I also got it was a Okay, so they had this new product I wanted to try that was like a mini loofah that looks like this. It's just a miniature version of the big one, and it's supposed to be for your face. I wanted to try getting a separate one because I was like, I don't really want to like wash my face with the same thing that I clean other parts of my body with, because that just seems like counterintuitive. So I got this guy. This guy, how much was this guy? Oh, the loofah, the natural loofah from the Goodfill was $5. So they're around $5, a little bit less, a little bit more, depending on where you go. So this loofah disc is what this is called. This was only 70 cents. I don't like it. I would not buy this again. There were a couple other ones that they had in the store that were like a couple dollars more. This one is just like, even when I wet it, it seems very abrasive and very hard on my face. I wish it was a little bit softer like this other loofah, then I think it would work. But like, even when it's wet, it just feels very hard, and it feels like I'm rubbing a piece of rough cardboard on my face, and so I'm not a fan of it. I kept it to show it in this video, but I'm probably going to look into the best way of recycling it, because this isn't for me. It's not like branded, so I'm not sure what to say of like, don't buy this brand, because on my receipt it just says loofah disc, but not a huge fan of this. That is all. The next two things are not they had samples of their full shampoo bars and their full conditioner bars. So you can try them out and like see if you like them before you buy the full bar. So this was like, they would take their shampoo bars, which are like a kind of a circular disc shape, and cut them into fourths. I believe this is their house branded shampoo and conditioner bar. Normally it's, I think, $15 for one shampoo bar, $15 for one conditioner bar. So I got this sample of the shampoo and I got a sample of the conditioner. I wanted to try a shampoo bar. I have tried one other shampoo bar before that I bought on accident last fall on a road trip. I was at this like handmade soap place and I thought it was hand soap. Got home, it was a shampoo bar. It was a very cheap shampoo bar. I think it was $5 for the entire shampoo bar, and that particular one, no bueno. Did not like it. It made my head itchy, it made my hair come out. Not about it. So I tried this one, which was definitely like a higher quality. To get the sample size, it was $3.50 each. I don't like these. I'm not a big fan of the shampoo bars. I sort of ran into the same problem that I did with the bottled shampoo and conditioner, where it just made my hair, this made my hair feel more like sticky, kind of like the body soap feeling I was saying I don't like, but in my hair. My hair fell out a lot more with this, and I had issues with like the flaky scalp dandruff thing that I deal with. Same thing with the conditioner. I got this little like, I think it's like maybe rose scented, or like it's like a floral scent. I wanted to love this. I've not given up. If you have issues like I do where your hair falls out easy and you have dandruff, flaky, itchy scalp, and you found the Wonder Sustainable Shampoo Conditioner, please share in the comments below, because I would love to try it. I think shampoo bars are a great alternative to regular drugstore soap brands if you have not sensitive skin and you have more of like a strong, thicker hair. I just haven't had luck yet finding a great sustainable shampoo and conditioner switch. So I'm going to keep looking and hopefully find something better to try. I'm happy that there are sample shampoo and conditioner bars for most brands. That way you can try it out for a little bit cheaper before you invest in this entire kind of expensive thing. A lot of the shampoo bars supposedly last a lot longer than traditional drugstore bottles of shampoo. I think that if I was to find one that I liked and it came in a full size bar, I would still cut it up like this, because some soaps, like after time, you want to get like a drying dish for them to dry out completely, but they just sort of can get like kind of mushy and stuff if they don't dry out, and I think that's probably like a breeding ground for bacteria and fungi, so I would probably cut it into fourths if I had a full bar anyways. But anywho, moving on. So the last product that I got at the Goodfill was a Swedish dishcloth. And I was sort of browsing, I picked this up and I was like, what is this? And there was a lady close to me in the store that was like, oh, that's my favorite product I've ever gotten here. And so I was like, I'm gonna buy it. Looking back, I probably did not need this. I had like a lot of paper towels at the time, and I had like cotton cloths, dishcloths and stuff, but I bought it, and let me tell you a little bit about this. So right now it's dry and it's like kind of hard, but when it's wet, it feels very similar to a very thick paper towel. It is sort of a combination between a sponge and a paper towel, and they come in different like patterns. This was $5. I paid $5 for this. Let's see, so I wanted to read about a little bit like what it is. So these are an upcycled dishcloth. They're very, very absorbent, and they can replace hundreds of paper towels, and they're dishwasher safe, so you can easily clean messes and reuse them again and again. So once this gets gross, you just pop it in your dishwasher with your dishes and it cleans it. You can also stick it in your microwave and that will help sanitize it. And these are made from cotton industry waste that would normally end up in a landfill. So it's an upcycled material, which is really cool. And there are a bunch of different colors. To microwave, you just put it in there for 1 minute and it disinfects it. It's made of cellulose and reclaimed cotton. And it's compostable. So when it gets really super gross, it's compostable. Supposedly these can last a while. I've not cleaned up like super disgusting things with this. I still have paper towels, but I've started using this to like wipe down my counters after I cook, if I spill water in the floor, but like I would not use this to like, for example, if an animal accidentally had an accident in the house, I'm not using this to clean it up. It's strictly for like food sort of counter things, and I'm also not using it to dry things. So I have like cotton towels that hang from our oven that I'll use for like drying my hands, or use for drying pots and pans that I wash in the washing machine. So this is, been more so for cleaning up like the counters, and I like it. It's sort of hard to store because it just is flat. It's not really something you can fold. It's also not huge. This is probably like, I don't know, 6 or 7 inches by like 5 inches, and so far I like it. Did I need it? Not really, but I like it, and I think that it does replace a lot of paper towels. Alright, so those are all of the things that I got from the Goodfill. I've got some footage of me like shopping in the Goodfill that's in this video, and there's another refill store where I live in Nashville that I would like to check out, but I don't really need anything right now, so I'm gonna wait till I start to run out of some things and then check out that store. But the Goodfill was very, very helpful. Like, they let me film in the store, they were very kind, they were very patient with me because I had a lot of questions. So I do recommend checking out that store if you've never been, and just see what they have. See if there's anything in your life that you can begin to transition into a more sustainable purchases. I wanted to share a couple other things that I have shifted to in my sustainability journey that I did not get from the Goodfill. Some of these things are from Amazon, and you can get them in other places, and there's probably more sustainable options, but I bought some of this stuff before I really knew about those options, so I'm just going to share what I have. So a big shift I made a couple years ago was really trying to cut down the amount of plastic bags I get from grocery stores. Plastic bags take a couple hundred years to decompose in landfills. So I've been making big shifts with trying to not get them or like use them. I also go to Aldi mostly for my grocery shopping, and they don't have plastic bags. So you have to either, you have to have some sort of reusable bag or purchase their paper bags. So I got these off Amazon. The brand is called EcoWare. I don't know. It's got like, I can tell that this little like thing that tightens it is plastic. So there might be more sustainable options, but these are what you would put your like vegetables and fruit in if you went to a store and they had like, maybe you need some cucumbers, and it came with, I got like a pack of 15 I think, and there's 5 of each of different sizes. So the biggest one is this red one, which would be great for like bananas. Then there's a little bit of a smaller one, which would be great for like cucumbers. Looks like this, it's green. And then the smallest one is what I use for like Roma tomatoes, that sort of thing. It's a little bit smaller. I really like these. They are washing machine safe, so maybe like once a year I will take all of them out and I will wash them to keep them clean. But these have definitely made it to where I don't have to use the little produce bags. Over the years I have collected some reusable bags, just from all over. Like this is a weird little bag from Trader Joe's that I got like 5 years ago. I've recently bought some like cooler bags. They're like insulated. This is a pack of 3 that I got from Amazon. There's probably more sustainable options out there, but some of these too, like sometimes I'll get presents in a reusable bag, which I think is a great way to give presents. So maybe if next time you buy someone a gift or for Christmas, consider giving them their gift in a bag that can be reused for their groceries or for whatever. I would really like to try out this brand called Baggu. It's a brand that's pretty popular right now, reusable bags. And the reason they're so popular is because they can compact down into like a very small size. I think it's somewhere around like 3 by 3 inches or 4 by 4 inches that they compact down to, and they can hold quite a bit of weight. I want to say it was like 20 pounds at least that they can hold. And what's so nice is you can just pop that in your purse or like your pocket or keep it in your car or whatever, and it's just convenient to have on you whenever you pop into a store. So I would love to potentially get one of those in the future, but as of right now I don't, and I'm just using these bags, which are great. But yeah, so Baggu is a more sustainable brand option to consider for reusable bags. The other thing I wanted to share, which is a shift I made about 5 years ago within my art making that I think has been very sustainable, very helpful. And that is when I paint, I use these old sheets. So you can see this old white sheet that is covered in paint. This whole thing is just covered in like paint, whether it's watercolors or acrylic. Rather than using paper towels, I use this guy. So, if I'm using acrylic or watercolor and I need to dry my brush or clean my brush, I will use an old sheet. I think I've never had any issues with this. I will wash them occasionally, like sometimes I'll lay this down and paint outside. If I have friends over for an art night, like I'll lay this over the table. I love this. I have a couple old sheets and I use them for painting in lieu of paper towels. Paper towels really are not the best for the environment. That's like a conversation for another day and you can look into that. But this is, to me, a more sustainable option. It's just an old cotton sheet. And even when I'm like when I'm painting, I'll just set it in my lap. And I'll paint and I'll like dry my brush on it. If I'm like making art outside, I can lay my piece on top of this to dry or whatever it is that I need to do. But I love my ratchet old sheet, and I recommend getting your own ratchet old sheet for your art making. So highly recommend this if you're an artist as a transition away from paper towels. So yeah, those are all the supplies that I wanted to share. Like I said, I do buy... Oh, I forgot to mention one of the things I tried. So I tried these toothpaste tablets. This is another thing. They had like a sample pack at the Goodwill. And let me tell you the brand that I got. So the brand that I tried is called Huppy. Huppy. And I had these, I had a sample pack of these mint toothpaste tablets. They're highly rated online. They're pretty affordable. If you wanted to get like an actual pack of them, it looks like you can get 62 tablets for $14. So for me and my partner, that would last us about a month because we would both use one, at least once a day. So I really like the toothpaste tablets. It's different than regular toothpaste. I've used regular toothpaste most of my life, so it was a bit of a change, and I would love to try them again. But basically with these tablets, it's like this tiny little minty tablet. You put it in your mouth and you chew it. And then you brush it and it foams up like a toothpaste. It felt very clean. I felt good using it, and I think you can also get them I think they're fluoride free. Maybe not. Let's see. They come in peppermint, watermelon, strawberry, and charcoal mint. They also have compostable dental floss picks that you can buy. This brand, which it's like a bamboo handle floss pick. So I think I might try those too. I don't know if they have Florida or not. I'm not positive, but they're highly reviewed, 5-star, and I like them. I would recommend them. They're just better for the environment because toothpaste comes in this plastic container that's typically not recyclable unless you take it to a tetracycle, I think that's what they're called, tetracycling place, which typically costs money. So toothpaste tablets, check them out. Another big shift I made recently was to start composting vegetable and fruit scraps. So basically anything that doesn't, one of the rules of thumbs people say for composting in your yard is compost things that do not have a face or a heartbeat. So we do eat meat in my household sometimes. I do a mix of vegetarian and meat meals. But yeah, any sort of bones or meat extra things, I do not recycle those or compost those, or bread type things. I don't compost those. So I am composting things for example, I just made an apple pie and I had to peel the apples. So the apple peelings will go in my compost thing. So the way I did this is, it was a recommendation from a good friend. I took a plastic tote. I know, ew, gross, it's a plastic tote, but I already had it. And I cut the bottom of it out. So there's the lid part on the top, right? And then the bottom of it was just completely cut out. And I dug this big hole in the yard, which took an hour. And I put the tote flush with the ground. That way the lid could come on and off. And I put the pile of dirt beside the tote. So maybe every other week, I will dump my vegetable scraps, which I keep them in a bag in the freezer. If you can use a paper bag, that's great. If you have to use a plastic bag, whatever, but I keep them in the freezer so they don't smell, because sometimes with composting, if you keep the scraps in a tin or something on your counter that dish is gonna smell real quickly, and I'm not trying to smell that stuff. So I keep it in the freezer, and I'll take it out like every other week. I'll open the lid of the compost thing, I'll put the vegetable and fruit scraps in there, and I'll put like the same amount with dirt kind of covering it. And it's almost full after about a month and a half of doing this, almost 2 months of doing it. It's almost full. So it's made me very aware of like how much vegetable food waste type stuff goes in the garbage or like goes into landfills. And the reason I'm doing this is because food scraps account for over half of the methane gas that landfills create. So landfills create methane gas from our waste, which is not good for the environment. It harms the planet, the ozone layer, the atmosphere. So by doing this, I am reducing the amount of methane that I am contributing to the world. So yeah, it's worked well so far. It doesn't smell to me when it's in my backyard. I have a backyard. If you don't have a backyard, you can still compost your food scraps. If you live in a more like urban area, a lot of those spaces have areas where you can take your food scraps and they will compost them for you, typically for free. But I wanted to try doing it on my own just because I thought it would make it a little bit easier on me to just walk into my backyard, and I want to try like planting stuff in those spaces because I'm basically creating this like topsoil type, very rich soil once it breaks down. There's some things you can do to make it break down faster, like you can buy, I don't think they're earthworms, but like some sort of like worm that will help break it down quicker. I have noticed like when I open it, sometimes there's like beetles and little gnats and stuff that still get in there even though it has a lid on it. But there's no big animals getting into it because there's a lid on the tote. There's no like raccoons or whatever, possum, whatever little creatures might be getting into it. It's definitely, doing this composting has made me aware of like how much food stuff I throw away. Like for example, I bought this bag of peaches the other day from the grocery store, and there was like one bad peach in it, and it caused all of the other peaches to rot within a couple days. So I had to throw all of them away. But it's made me aware of like how often this kind of stuff happens. Or for example, I made some cauliflower rice and like cut off the stem and stuff, and like it just made me aware of how much stuff gets thrown away. And the issue with this being in landfills is like like greenhouse gases are bad, right? But if you think about it, most of us throw our trash into a plastic bag, which goes into a garbage truck and gets dumped into a landfill. The issue with the plastic bags is they take a long time to break down. On average, I believe plastic bags take anywhere from 10 to 20 years to break down. So the issue with that is that, yes, food decomposes and rots. And it's like this natural cycle on the earth where the food breaks down and it turns into fertile soil which new life can grow out of. However, when it's in a plastic bag in a landfill, now it's decomposing and it's in a plastic bag, and it can't, like, new life cannot grow out of it for many, many years until the plastic bag decomposes. So it's just horrible to wrap your mind around, like, how many of us, specifically where I live in America, specifically in the South, because in the South, like, people do not care about the environment, do not care about recycling as they do in other parts of the country. It is what it is. It makes me sad. But, yeah, so, like, it's sitting in a plastic bag. It can't go through this natural cycle with the earth. You can buy garbage bags that are like more compostable and decompose quicker. They're not cheap. I've looked into them. It's not a transition that I can comfortably make right now because it's just quite a bit more than buying the plastic bags. So I would love to get to a point where I can afford better trash bags in the future. That's one of the next changes I would like to make in my life. But as of right now, I still have a bunch of plastic trash bags, and so I'm doing the best I can in that scenario by composting my vegetable and food scraps in my yard. So yeah, so far so good. I am noticing mold sometimes when I open up the box, and like fungus growing on the vegetable scraps. Like I said, it doesn't really smell, but like obviously if you do this, don't go and like open it up and just huff all that stuff or like breathe it in, because it's not good. But that is just the natural process of how things decompose. So it's doing its thing. I will keep you guys updated of like how this process goes. I'm not sure how long it will take for that stuff to fully decompose to where I can actually plant from it. I did strategically do this next to one of my raised beds, and I would like to eventually, once this is like decomposed soil, plant some vegetables there. I think that would be really cool. But I'm trying it out, and if I end up not really liking the whole compost thing, there are centers where I can drop off my vegetable and food scraps and just all the things. But in the meantime, trying it out. Yeah, so that's all I really got as far as my sustainability journey that I wanted to try. If you're on a sustainable journey as well, and maybe there's some efforts that you've made that you really feel like are impactful, or maybe there's some products that you've switched to that you would like to share, please share them in the comments below. I would love to know what else is out there that's like helpful, and I'm sure other people would as well. If you have any questions about anything I've mentioned, please also ask them, and I will do my best to answer. Like I said, I'm not perfect, and your sustainability journey is not about being perfect. It's about being conscious of the waste you are creating and doing what you can to be impactful on the environment. I realize this is a very long video, so one last thing I'm going to say. When it comes to clothing, to fast fashion, that is one of the biggest causes of pollution in the world, is the clothing industry. I, once again, am not perfect with my clothing. I used to, within my art business, when I vended my art a couple years ago, I would upcycle clothing, and sometimes I would buy like cheap clothing to do what's called slit weave or braided clothing. It's a very popular type of like clothing within the festival EDM dance culture scene. And through that, and also through fire dancing, when I just learned a lot about different clothing materials. And a lot of materials like polyester and spandex, they're very, very, very bad for the environment. A lot of fast fashion clothing pieces end up in landfills within a couple of years. I wasn't aware of this. When I became aware of it, I sort of transitioned into the clothing I made being like cotton, or I would like go to thrift stores and try to find like leggings and stuff that were in good shape that I could cut up. Ultimately, it's just like, it was really hard thrifting to find clothing in sizes that were inclusive. Like, typically I could only find small and medium pieces to cut up. So I really like, partially because of the knowledge I learned about clothing and the environment, I stopped offering that as a art service or like offering within my art business. I also am more conscious when I buy things, I try to buy things from sustainable brands or just brands that give people a livable wage. And I also thrift a lot of my clothing now. Not everything. Some things I'll see and I just really like them, or they're comfy or whatever, and I'll get them. But I definitely don't buy as much clothing as I used to. And that's a whole wormhole to go down. So if you are curious about the fashion industry and pollution and unsafe working conditions and stuff, I recommend reading into it because it's a pretty deep wormhole, but I think it's something that is 1,000% worth learning about. And also, once you learn about it, don't be hard on yourself, because oftentimes with things like this, you're doing the best you can with what you have, and we live in this capitalistic society where you make a lot of decisions just innocently, not knowing the consequences of them. So highly recommend being conscious and aware of where your clothing's coming from, and maybe thrifting more if you can, or buying more organic fabrics that are made from bamboo or cotton, because they're just better for the environment, they're better for your skin, all the things. One brand I will mention that I found recently that I really like, it is a little bit more of a higher end brand, they do have sales from time to time, is called Lucy and Yak, and it is a UK based clothing brand that's very size inclusive, and so I've gotten some things from them recently. I switched over a lot of my underwear recently to cotton, I can't remember the brand that I got it from, but just do some research. There's a lot of forums on Reddit and different things where people talk about clothing brands they recommend. It's just a huge thing that's a major issue in our society. I do not buy things from Romwe or Shein. Occasionally I'll buy workout clothing from Amazon, but even bigger brands, you'd be surprised, bigger brands like American Eagle, if you look on the label, that stuff is not made in America. It's usually made in Indonesia or some other third world country where people are working for very, very low wages and unsafe conditions, and they just mark the price up so much. So learn about the brands, please. That's all I got as far as sustainable stuff. And if you like this video, let me know in the comments. I can make more sustainable things and share updates as I go through my own transitions. And if you're new to the channel, please like and subscribe. I would love to have you here to be part of the community. If I didn't mention before, because I'm really bad about it, my name is Val, and I'm just a artsy, spiritual, holistic person. And I have this channel to share about the different things like sustainability that I think can have a big impact on other people, and do what I can to be the change within the world. So yeah. I hope you enjoy, and I hope you have a wonderful morning, afternoon, or night wherever you are in the world, and stay lucid, stay liberated. This is the Lucid Liberation channel. That's what it's all about here, guys. Bye. Take care.